Welcome to Civilian Jeeps. I'm Jake, and today I've got something that I'm extremely excited about. This is Project Cheap Jeep. This is my 95 Jeep YJ Rio Grande edition. Now, if you don't know about the Rio Grande, it's a limited number edition Wrangler YJ, which the YJ is the first generation of the Wrangler that started in 87 and it went to 95. So here's everything you need to know about Project Cheap Jeep, my 95 Rio Grande. Now, the Rio Grande YJs are a limited number production that they only made in 1995. Now, funny enough, they're limited number and special editions, but they only come in a 4-cylinder, and you can either have a 3-speed automatic, which I think would be absolutely horrible with a 4-cylinder engine, or like the one I've got, you've got a 5-speed. I think it's the AX5 that's in this thing. So this is the 95 Rio Grande, and from what I've looked at as far as production number wise, I think there's like 20,000 of them made, and then mine is called Light Pearlstone Metallic for the paint job, and there's around 4,000 that were made in Light Pearlstone Metallic. So this one is a limited number. Now, YJs in general, there were a lot of YJs made, and there's really not that many special edition YJs. You know, you got the Islander, the really cool Saharas. I like the Sahara YJs. There's honestly one of my favorite Wranglers is a Sahara YJ just for the interior. The interior is immaculate in a Sahara YJ. But anyway, you got different packages for the YJ, but this one, the Rio Grande edition, I didn't buy it just because it's a Rio Grande, but just because it just happened to be in my area. So a little bit of backstory on, me buying this thing. I was home for the day, and I was looking on Facebook Marketplace like I do. I'm kind of addicted to Facebook Marketplace, but that's another story for another time. Well, anyway, so I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, and this was like one of the featured listings that popped up. Now, if you know me, I'll travel for about any Jeep if it's the Jeep I'm looking for, but this one I really didn't have to travel for. It was in the next town over. It was only 30 minutes. It was only 30 minutes from me in the next town over. So I messaged the guy. He was wanting $4,000 for it, but he said it has an engine problem. So I messaged him and asked what the engine problem is, and he's like, well, it has a misfire and it kind of stumbles. And I'm like, well, what have you done to it so far? And he said that he put O2 sensors in it, the upstream, downstream, and then he done a fuel pump in the rear. But he said he's not a mechanic, don't really know a whole lot about the mechanic side of things, so he's not really sure. And I told him, I was like, well, it sounds like it could be the distributor, plug wires, plugs. To me, it sounds like an electrical issue, and I'll let you guys hear it here in a minute. And he's like, well, I'm just kind of over it. He told me that he bought it off his basketball coach in high school back in 2018, and his basketball coach had owned it for a while, so I don't think there's been too many owners of this YJ, but I took a gamble on it. I offered him $3,000, and surprisingly, for it only being on there for 2 hours, he took $3,000. So I bought this thing, and I'm gonna try to fix it. I think I can fix it with just plugs and wires and a distributor, so I've already bought that, and that's going to be the next episode. We're going to get this thing working, but let me go ahead and show you everything about this Jeep. Now, as you can see, it's got the 4 gerbils under the hood. This is basically the inline 6 without 2 cylinders. This is the 2.5 liter inline 4, and look how big that shroud is on the radiator. It just cracks me up. But I mean, this thing, besides it having that misfire, it drives really well. I have taken it down the road a couple times, and this thing just feels good on the road. Everything about it just feels really nice, except it does have the misfire. Let me go ahead and start it up, and I don't know that it will do it right off the bat because it's kind of intermittent. Let me see if it'll do that misfire that I'm talking about. But it is still drivable the way it is. It's just the 4-cylinder don't have much power to begin with, so it's not like you really want to be down a cylinder or two when it's misfiring, because it becomes kind of unbearable to drive. Go ahead and start it up. Put it in neutral there. And I do want to mention that it kind of has a little exhaust tick. I think it's coming from the manifold. They're known to have exhaust leaks just like the 4.0, but that'll be an easy fix. I mean, it'll take a little time, but I'm not too concerned about that. This thing has 163,000 miles on it, and I mean, the little 4.0s, you know, they go from 250, 300,000 plus. You know, the inline 4s, 200,000. I mean, you're kind of putting some miles on them because they definitely don't have, you know, as many cylinders as the 6-cylinder, so they have to work a little harder for it. But they can go 250,000 plus. It's just more rare than the 6-cylinder. But so this, it's not really misfiring right now. It might do it when it gets hot, but I'll get a video for you guys and plug it in there because I'd like to get your guys' opinion on it. But I really think it just needs a tune-up, really, because he hasn't done a tune-up to it yet. So I'm thinking that might be the issue. Well, here we have the interior. There's no carpet in it. It has the Rio Grande dash where it's the leather wrapped steering wheel, and you know, the tan on the dash, the tan on the door cards for the half doors. These aren't the original seats. These seats are best top, but they match really well. I like the look of them even though they're not original. The center console, I don't believe that's not an original center console, and it's not even bolted down. I think one thing that would be cool with this Jeep is get one of those refrigerator center consoles, since the center console's already missing. I might do that in the future, you know, once I get it going, sort of thing. But it really don't have any rust. There's just a little bit of surface rust in the floor pans. I can fix that, no problem. But you can see that is just surface rust. I can sand that down, get some color match paint, and fix that little bit of surface rust on the actual seat brackets. But I mean, there's nothing. Even in the back, there's just a smidge of surface rust. But I mean, I'm used to Jeeps just being completely rotted out. This thing is a dime. Look at that. I can fix this up, no problem at all. And the seats are in really good shape. It come with a car cover. The previous owner used to keep it covered up, so I'm not as anal as far as keeping it covered up all the time. It's a YJ. But the paint on this thing is in very good shape, as you can see. I mean, really nice shape. The only thing on the fender here, it has a little bit of clear coat fading. But other than that, it's just a little bit of chips, like rock chips. But the paint is in really good shape. It needs a new windshield seal. That one's dry rotted. Here's the view from the passenger side. Also needs some entry guards right here. Looks like it used to have some. That'll cover up all those scratches there. So as you can see, here's the MP231 with the AX5. That's the transfer case and the transmission. It is a soft top Jeep. I didn't get a hard top, but honestly, I don't really want one. Like, this is my 5th Jeep. A 5th is in 5 on this property. Not 5th is in that's how many I've owned. I've owned 10 plus. But there's 5 Jeeps now, so I don't really want a hard top. I've got that covered. This Jeep is just going to be, honestly, I'm thinking might be my daily driver once I get it going. I just really like it. And it's got the 5-hole wheels on it. The Rambler, I think they're called, the 5-hole Rambler wheels. That's actually a stock YJ wheel for the Renegade model, which I really like. The Renegade models, they're controversial. Not many people do like them, but they also have this wheel on like TJ Saharas, and I have seen it on some YJ Saharas, but it's not as common. But this is a stock wheel, but this is not the stock wheel for the Rio Grande edition, but it's one of my favorite, probably the favorite stock wheel if I had to choose one from the YJ TJ era. So kind of transitioning on to, you know, rust wise, there's really not any rust on this thing. There's just a little surface rust on like the frame, some on the springs, but I mean, I've been all up under this thing and there's no rust, like actual rust. it's in really good shape. Now, one thing that I would like to mention is on these YJs, a 95 have the galvanized frame, which is huge because it's less prone to rusting with that galvanized frame. And I've also been told, but I can't confirm, that 95 has the galvanized body, which there is one spot, actually two spots on this Jeep, that is kind of confusing to me. I don't know if it's because of the galvanized body it's not rusting, but right here by the door, there's this little spot, and I don't know. Like, it's not rust. I've got literally a screwdriver, a hammer, I beat on it. That is not rust. You hear that? It's like the paint is bubbling up. It's really, really strange. I feel like if it wasn't a galvanized body, that would be a big rust bubble, and I'd just be able to punch my way through it, especially with the screwdriver. But I don't really know what it is, to be honest with you. I think the paint has just bubbled up, and it also did it here. There was a big scratch here and a big scratch here, and the paint has just bubbled from that. And I would think that would be rust, but there's no signs of actual rust. But I'm going to sand that down, grind it down, and put a little filler in there. Maybe that'll be another episode in the future where I try to fix that. But what are the actual plans for this Jeep? Well, I wanted to do like a cheap Jeep series for this channel, to show you guys that you don't have to have a lot of money to go get a Jeep and have fun with it. This one is a $3,000 YJ that I plan to put maybe, so the distributor, wires, cap, all that good stuff was $200. So I got $3,200 in it, and I hope to get it running, perfect with $3,200. Now, the other stuff that I do to it will just be a cherry on top, but I don't plan on lifting it, although it's got the Dana 35 in the rear and the Dana 30 in the front. I'll show you guys that. It does not have lockers, but it does have the 410 gears, which are desirable, but it's got a CAD system in the front axle, the disconnect, which is not desirable. It's weaker than the non-CAD systems, but I kind of digress from that. I'm not trying to get real technical with the knowledge of the YJ here. I just want to show you guys this Jeep before it gets dark. I really have been wanting to get started on fixing this thing, but I needed to show you guys this Jeep, just how I purchased it before I go fixing it. So I wanted to show you guys all about it. And it's got, I think these are Smitty built steps. Those might be coming off. This YJ is not very big. It's stock. The wheels on it are 29-inch wheels, or the tires, I say. The wheels are 15-inch. The tires are 29-inch. I thought my wife's TJ Sahara sits low to the ground. No, this thing sits lower than her TJ Sahara. So I don't plan on doing a whole lot of, serious wheeling with this thing. Really any serious wheeling. But I think it would be cool to get this Jeep going on this channel and to do like some sort of adventure with it. I don't know what adventure that might be. Maybe it'd be like a road trip. Maybe it'd be going like some Forest Service, like little strenuous trails for this Jeep. But I want to show you guys that you can buy a cheap Jeep off marketplace as long as you have enough knowledge about Wranglers and what to look for, and so you don't get screwed. Biggest thing being rust, and that you can go enjoy yourself with a Jeep that don't cost a whole lot of money. So all in all, I paid $3,000 for this Jeep. It is not rusty whatsoever. Has a misfire that I'll try to get you guys to hear it on camera. I'll do that a little later when it is misfiring. I hope to fix that on the next episode of this Jeep. Well, there you have it. That's my 95 Rio Grande YJ, and I'm super excited to get started on it. Let me know what you think of this Jeep in the comments below. And the next episode for this Jeep will be me replacing the wires, the ignition wires, the cool, the distributor, the plugs, all that good stuff. Just do a good tune-up on it to see if that fixes the misfire issue, and I'll take you guys along for the journey. And this is Project Cheap Jeep, so we'll see where this goes and what all we get into with it. I hope you enjoy this, and when it comes to Jeeps, keep it classic.